Hey, 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 it is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited, super excited. Listen, we are going live. We're getting ready to share first. Let me go ahead and start sharing so that everybody else can share. Because y'all know I got the link over here. So let me go ahead and share so that everybody else can get some of this here. How y'all doing this evening? I'm excited. Hold on. Let me
I am great.
I'm gonna introduce my guest tonight. Y'all give me 1 second. Why is this doing this? Okay, hold on. I know what I'm gonna do. More than one way to skin a cat. I got all these devices, y'all. Forgive me. They going at once. Here we go. All right, there we go.
Okay,
Now
okay.
I'm sharing to my page so that my friends can share to their page. I want everybody to share. Everybody to share tonight. We got us some listen, we gonna have a great time tonight. I am so excited. I can't wait to get started and introduce my guests. Give me 1 second. I'm really trying to share. I need all y'all to share because it's gonna be good tonight. All the single ladies and the single men, all the single ladies and the single men, come on, tune in. Look at that, I got a new one. Hey, Beyonce do not own the right to that song. I just made up. All right, did you get it, LaShonda? You got it. You
I
got it.
did. I shared it from my page.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. For those of you that want to watch, because y'all don't want nobody to know y'all watching, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link up to YouTube. Yeah, I
Right.
know. I'm going. I'm gonna go ahead and share the YouTube link with you all because I know there are those who don't want nobody to know that they watch it. Either y'all nosy or you just nosy. No, I'm gonna go ahead and share it. People minding people business. Come on, come on. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and share. Like, tag, share, join us, join us, join us. There we go. And we are live. Welcome to Singles Unplugged Live Talk Tuesday Night Live. I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you are excited tonight. I have some special guests with me on tonight. My little sister, Suge Boo Babe to me, author LaShonda M. Lofton.
He one
Yay!
the only.
And also joining on tonight, my new cousin, Miss Jones Morris. Janae, come on, somebody. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Now, my spiritual dad, Superintendent Pastor Will Nichols of Victorious Praise Fellowship Church of God in Christ will probably be popping in on us later on. You know, he's on a national call right now, but he should be joining us very soon. And then none other than Eric Scissorhands, yes, the maestro himself. He's going to come back and join us on tonight. I'm really excited. So tell somebody to tell somebody. Go on, like, tag, share. Go on and get it out there. We know it take a minute for y'all to get warmed up, to get tuned in. But I want you to share this live with your friends. We're going to share it to our network. We're going to go ahead and share, like, tag, share. I'm sharing right now to some pages, to some friends, definitely sharing. We may have another special guest on tonight. I'm not going to say it in case he can't come on, but if he comes on, I'm definitely going to let y'all know he is in the house. But I'm going to tell you all right now up front, we will be having Pastor Will back on again, where we can schedule it where his schedule will actually permit the entire time because he has a lot to say. And I want people to hear from my dad concerning his journey single again. All right. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Tonight, we are talking about online dating. Online dating. Now, let me say this because here y'all go, here comes, what is the pastor doing again? What's she doing now? Well, what's she doing now? Look, they trying to get their camera together. It's all good. There y'all go. I see her. Okay, she got her somebody else now. Come on now, go on and introduce her, Janae.
This is Shakira.
Janine.
Janine.
Shakita.
All right, so we got Shakita. She joining us on the conversation on tonight because it's gonna be good talk. We're gonna talk about online dating, our experiences, and just being single ladies trying to navigate this single life and dating in the 21st century. How about that? Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Pastor Sharon at Smart. To those of you that do not know, I pastor the Dwelling Church of God, and I am excited about all the kingdom citizens that God has allowed me to pastor and share on this side of heaven. And tonight we're gonna be talking about all things single, okay? Because I am single, and I have not embraced the online dating experience, which is why these ladies are on, because they have a lot to share. Pastor Will has a lot to share about the experience. And we got some other people, some other men that are going to be joining us and talking about this. So not just tonight, every Tuesday leading up to our event, which is when? Friday, September the 26th and Saturday, September the 27th this month, right here in Cary, North Carolina at the Courtyard Marriott. We'll share that flyer a little later so you all will be able to get that information. $99 is all that it is for you to cover. And so if you want to stay the night at the hotel that Friday night, you can. We got group rates. You don't have to. You could just come back and join us Saturday morning after you hang out with us Friday night, because we're going to have some fun. We're taking over the lobby. Yes, we're taking over the lobby. Man, we're going to have us a great, phenomenal time. This month, the September 26th and 27th. I'm excited about it. All right, let's move forward. The purpose of these pop-up conversations, all leading up to our retreat in November of 2026. Yes, we are having a retreat in 2026 called Better Together, the Relationship Boot Camp. Okay, the relationship boot camp for singles, men and women, married couples, and engaged couples. Good evening, Marveline. See you there. I see you there. Good evening to you. Go ahead, like, tag, and share. Make sure you guys are sharing the live. So tonight I wanted to talk about online dating, because I do know that online dating is a thing, right? I have put up some profiles on a couple of sites. I don't think they're valid anymore, or maybe they are. I don't know. But I've never embraced the whole experience. But I wanted my little sister to come on here tonight because she's a professional. Okay. She's a professional online dater. Okay. She got some bodies under her belt.
That's what you're not gonna do.
I mean that in the most respectful way, because this is missionary LaShonda. We're going to have a great time tonight. We're going to talk about, and I digress, so I'm so serious. I am single and have been single for over 2 decades, but I've chosen to be single. I don't have to be single, but I chose to be single. And so now I am embracing my freedom, if you will, and choice, freedom of choice. And I want to embrace, maybe experience, explore what it is to date in the 21st century. I'm very nervous about it, LaShonda. I must be totally honest with you. I am extremely nervous about it because I'm from the South, and while I ain't always been saved, God, no, I ain't, baby. I can tell you who I used to be, but it ain't important because she ain't her no more. But in this dispensation in which we live, I'm nervous about dating. I'm scared, if I can be totally honest. So I want to hear from you and your experience with this online dating, because you have had the experiences, gone on some dates, and actually have some great stories to share and to tell. So I'm going to digress because I got my pen to take notes, baby. We're going to talk about sites that you should go on, maybe you shouldn't go on, and all that other good stuff. But right now, without further delay, I would like to introduce to you my little sister, LaShonda Monique.
Thank you, sister. Well, first of all, let me say I do not have a couple bodies under my belt. I'm fairly new to the online dating scene as well. And I'm about like you. I've always made parenting my number one everything, So I'm coming out of that. My son just turned 21. So that was my type of celebration. Like, okay, I'm finally going to do me.
Right.
And of course, I mean, I'm always in the community doing whatever, but I was just like, okay, let me embrace it too. I wasn't scared, but I was just like, I don't think this is something for me. But I just jumped, and yeah, I've had, I guess I would say 100% success rate at this point. As far as I've wanted to take it. So, and I've only been on 2 dating website, which is Hinge, and some people call it Black, some people say BLK. So those are the only 2 platforms I'm on. I don't really do Hinge anymore because I found men that were like a little bit rough around the edges, and I'm with the shenanigans, but not those type of shenanigans. So I find the guys that are a little bit more polished and put together over on Black.
So when you say Black, are you talking about blackplanet.com or are you talking about
you old school for real? No, so the initials are BLK, in all caps.
Okay. Black Planet. Yeah, that's what I knew. Blackplanet.com and POF, Plenty of Fish.
Look, but I tell people all the time, I said online dating is nothing but the old school chat line.
Really?
So if you did a chat line at any given time, you should have no problem with doing online dating.
So I come from the MySpace era. Okay. Y'all probably don't even know what MySpace is no more, but MySpace.
Yeah, what was your background song?
I know, right?
Treat her like a lady. No, but all jokes aside, though, I'll never forget the first time I actually got on MySpace, right? Because everybody had been doing it before me, and I never forget it. Living in Whitsett, North Carolina, and we had just moved there, and I had gotten on the site. The girls were very young, very small. They were upstairs in the loft. And I remember getting on a Saturday morning. And do you know I spent 8 hours on that thing? Mm-hmm. Like 8 hours straight. But guess what got me off? I took a break to get the girls something to eat. And then I heard the Holy Spirit say, I wish I could get that kind of time out of you.
Wow.
I cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
I shut it off. When I'm talking about, I was tripping on myself. Like, I've been on here for 8 hours and so soft, so gentle. He said, 2005, I never forget it. He said, I wish I could get that kind of time out of you.
Wow.
Yeah. Ain't that deep? So here we are in 2025, 20 years later. 20 years later, and there's Facebook, Instagram, blackpeoplemeet.com, Plenty of Fish. What are some other sites? Hinge. That's that. Now, what is Hinge like? What is that like? And why do you say it's creepy?
It's I don't know. It was just younger, and I won't say thugs. But it was just guys who I guess have, I'm gonna just say, been in the system or just want to just be outside doing the most. And it's
the outside guys, the guys.
Yeah,
outside.
And yeah, that's not me.
Okay. All right. I feel. So you've only been doing it for a little while, a couple of months.
Yeah, I'm only a couple months in. Like I'm not even a year in.
So, without being so personal, how many dates would you say you've been on so far?
Probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Nah,
and I've traveled out of state with 2.
Wait a minute, you crossing state lines?
I am crossing state lines.
Nah, sure. Nah. We gotta talk about this offline. Okay, so tell me, how does this work? You go online, you create a profile. I know that much. You swipe left, swipe right, up, down. I don't know how that go. Everyone got a different thing. But
Right.
when the ones that have been lucky enough to grace your presence, and you went on a date with them, what kind of dates did you go on?
I mean, I keep it simple. So even with approaching the online dating, I don't go in being super serious. Like, I'm very playful anyway. So, I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I mean, it just doesn't. I'm also looking at it as like more so like a networking situation. Of course, if there is a connection, we kind of, go down that avenue. But I keep it fun. So I haven't been. My first date we did. Where did we go? Kitty, where we went? Look, because that's one of my security detail people. Look, where did we go? It was either like Texas Roadhouse or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse.
Wow. Okay, so you going out at nighttime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, see, because for me, I want to meet in the mornings at Starbucks. Some, coffee, tea. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think
Right.
you have to graduate to a nighttime date with me. And then we got to go by 7, and I need to be home by 9. Like,
but I'm going to work. So in the morning time. So we got to meet at the nighttime.
Well, good evening to, I want to say good evening to our only guest that's watching. We have from the Dwelling Church of God, we have author Marveline Johnson in the house, baby girl, my goddaughter Tamara Taylor in the house, and sister Arlene Williams in the house. Welcome. Thank y'all. Please like, tag, and share. Please share. My daughter Tamara said, Mama, put on lip gloss tonight, no red lipstick. I said, what you got against red lipstick? Says nothing, but not tonight, Mama. I'm gonna put my red lipstick on. I might find my man.
Right.
He might be watching tonight online dating. So anyhow, we are on here. Thank you, ladies, for supporting. So you went to dinner, Texas Roadhouse. Who paid, or did you go Dutch? How does it work? I'm trying to remember. I'm asking for the people in the bag.
No, honestly, because I am super non-traditional. Like, I get it. The man pays to pay for the date, whatever. I
guess not when you on these kind of things. So I would think to keep it real, like you go Dutch, so he don't expect nothing.
Right. No, I paid for the first. So the bill came, and we both kind of reached for it at the same time, and I was like, I got it. And he was like, don't disrespect me. So he did bring that male energy. But I was just like, no, it's good. Like, I got it. I said, even if it goes further than this, like, it's not going to always you be paying. I'm not that, I pay you tip or what, we're not going to that. I'm going to pay and I'm going to tip. And this
ain't 50-50, like you pay half, I pay half, the 50-50, like
I pay for the entire date.
Okay. So now, did y'all say goodbye right then and there at the thing? Y'all, that was it, right?
No, we still keep in contact. Well, we don't keep in contact no more, but we kept in contact, and he was actually one of the guys that I did cross state lines with, or whatnot.
Oh, you crossed state lines at the Texas Roadhouse. Did you go on a date again before you crossed state lines, or you just?
Yes,
see, I got to talk.
No, we did. We did go on another date or whatever, and we both kind of needed to handle business in the same state, not really necessarily at the same time, but it was just like, okay, yeah, we're going. We went to Atlanta, and we both handled the necessary business that we needed to handle.
Okay. I'm just notating offline conversations.
Was he different once you got out of state?
No.
Good question.
No.
Did he treat you like a lady?
He did. He actually opened doors the whole nine. Like, I'm very big on that. Like, opening my door. Like, I really want the whole princess treatment.
So where'd y'all stay?
At the hotel.
She about to go in the prayer.
Right.
Wait a minute. So this is somebody you met online. Y'all done went to Texas Roadhouse. Maybe y'all had a burger in between the state line crossing. Well, y'all stayed at the same. Tell me you had your own room, Suge.
No, we did not have a separate room. But no, we did not have sex either.
Oh, Lord help us. I was gonna ask you that on live, but I was gonna ask you. Okay, so y'all, so listen, this is my little sister. I love her to life. So anybody think this ain't no joke? We having fun. I already prepped her about how I was gonna do it. She already know. I wasn't holding nothing back because I really want to understand the expectation. Because y'all know me. My saying is no samples, no test drive, no trial run. This ain't no restaurant and I ain't no car lot. All right? Okay. So that's my take on it. So I'm just saying for her, I want to know what the expectations of a man who you meet online, right? You meet this person online. What is the expectation? Like, you in the same room with this stranger, this person you just getting to know, right? Y'all share a room, 2 beds, right?
Right, absolutely.
Double beds.
Double beds.
Mm-hmm. He had his bed, you had your bed. Okay. I just
I would have told you if it was anything less than
Okay, so y'all spend the night together. I'm sure y'all just talked about Jesus all night.
The conversation was already there. I mean, because on this particular trip, we drove, so we had 6 hours to.
So y'all was talking to get to know each other better,
right? But
could he have been my brother? Could he be a brother-in-law?
Huh?
Did he have brother-in-law potential?
He did, but his kids kind of got in the situation.
His kids.
So we had to talk about that offline.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
All
so
right.
It was a situation where he didn't know if kids were his, and the kids were not in place for DNA and all of that. So I think long term, even though I go in, because at this point we are dating or on a date. So I just think long term, and if you don't know at this very moment, I don't want us to get 4 and 5 years in, and then these are your kids, because at this point they're under the age of 5.
Right. So then it would have been y'all kids. You would have been
and you know me, I'm gonna check out real quick. And that's my thing. Right. No, she already knows. Because my son is older. Like, he's 21. So even somebody that has a 12-year-old, like, yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, wow. Listen, y'all shared a lot because I'm really interested in understanding and knowing about this. So I want to talk to sis down here.
Look, Marvelise said, wow, same room.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Marvelise. Same room. But
yeah.
So
but we kept it super professional. Like, it wasn't like we wasn't trying to not. I mean, obviously he's a man, I'm a woman.
Did you come out the bathroom in a towel, or you came out in your night clothes?
No, we didn't never do anything like that. No, I got dressed in the restroom. He got dressed in the restroom or whatever. Like, he called his people to let them know where we were. Of course, they heard me in the background and we were talking. I called my people like, okay, this is where we at, whatever.
So, and that's a good, now you bring up a good point. Now, all jokes aside, but listen, on the last time, remember I told about that horrible online dating thing, that horrible thing that ended in this guy cutting this girl up, and her family is still looking for body parts. They don't even have all her body parts yet because she went on one date with a guy and he was Caucasian, she was black, and she ended up back to his house, and that was it for her. He killed her and then cut her body up and body parts and places and stuff. So it's like horror stories like that. Be like, nah, man, because people can be whoever they want to be behind these cameras, behind these phones, behind these profiles. You be dating Jeffrey Dahmer and don't know it.
Right.
Until he eating you.
Yeah. I mean, in his profession, like, and I just wasn't, I mean, I trust myself, one, and I'm in Atlanta, so nothing's gonna go down. And then two, because of his profession, I already knew, like, yeah, you're not gonna jeopardize that.
Got you. So when you are on this dating site and you have your profile up, how and I want to talk to Sister Morris, so I want to get her to chime in anytime, because I also know that you're on the dating site and you're on the dating site, one site, and you just had a great experience. So tell us about that, and we're gonna get back to LaShonda.
So LaShonda encouraged me. And I have probably had 1,000 hits since Wednesday.
Oh, wow. What site are you on?
Facebook dating.
Facebook dating?
Look at Kim. Look, I'm writing that down too. Like, hold on.
And you got 1,000 hits?
Probably. And while we're on this live.
Since Wednesday?
Look, while we're on this live, they coming in like this.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I had a really good first date today.
Oh, you had a date.
I had a date today.
How did that go? Tell us about the date.
Well, he was 22 years younger than me. And we met at the Ale House, and we had an appetizer that we shared. And he was very respectful. We've been talking since Wednesday, and it was a really good experience.
Wow. Wait, let's get back to the 22 years younger than you, though.
Okay.
What was that like? That's too ridiculous. 22 years younger. Did y'all talk about the same stuff? Like,
did. Like, he was very mature.
Really?
He's educated. He got his stuff together.
Okay.
And it was good. We had a good time.
So he didn't feel no kind of way about you being 22 years his senior?
No. He said that I didn't look like it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Text after the date was, "You're a good source of good." Y'all see me?
Oh, look at you blushing. Look at you looking like a 16-year-old schoolgirl. Don't let that young boy get in your head. They listen to R. Kelly.
But
They listen to R. Kelly. Don't let him get in your head now. Talking about you a good. He done listen to the Isley Brothers or somebody.
Yeah. But it was good. And
so do you think you'll see him again?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, snap. Well, I'm just Tamara, do you hear that? A second date in less than 24 hours. I'm going to join Facebook dating tonight.
Yes, please do.
Tonight. Because I'm always on Facebook. I think that men are intimidated by for some reason, because I put on Facebook my profile on my own page or what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. But then you're limiting, only your friends see that.
You're right. I just discovered that.
So that's useful.
So that's the limit. So that's why I need to go to the
people that come to your page specifically are going to see your about me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So you don't have anybody like when you go to the Facebook dating, you open up the pool and they don't have access to your profile. That's the thing I didn't know either. So just because they don't have access,
you hear that, Chandra?
Or your profile, you have to give them permission, or you have to share that with them.
Now, who is that with you? Please introduce your guest with you, and let's hear from her over there talking about Sheeta. Look out for LaShonda. I'm gonna get both of y'all.
Introduce yourself, Shakita. Hi, Shakita. I'm the cousin.
Hi, Shakita, the cousin.
And she is against online dating.
So we may have a little. I'm not say against it. I'm just very not comfortable with it.
It's not, I mean, I support the family. We all breathe hard. Shonda, you breathe. I need her to breathe.
So you're not for online dating, but you support them because they are.
Correct. I'm not gonna downplay it. I mean, if they like it,
So what I guess what is your apprehension?
I really don't have one. It's just them being safe on who they choose to talk to, especially with their background, what they deal with on a daily basis. As long as it's something they can handle. That's my concern, is make sure they're safe. That's it.
Now, are you single or are you is it complicated?
Answer the question. Live, honey.
And I'm gonna tell you what. Obviously, that was a
my tea on that one.
No, listen, because I don't know you from Adam. I'm just meeting you right now. But that's what came out my mouth. Are you single or is it complicated?
Well,
it's both.
Relationship. That's all I'm gonna say.
You in a relationship?
A situationship.
A situationship. That's a new ship right there. That's the new ship. The situationship.
Yeah.
It ain't an entanglement.
Nope.
It ain't complicated. It's a situationship. Okay. Because I've heard that a couple of times, that term, situationship. Do you think that there are more men or more women on these dating sites? And anybody can chime in.
Yeah, I think it's more men.
More men, you think?
And it's more, you ain't even on there. You act like I can't see. No, on the website. Girl, it's men. And it's mostly older men.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm looking for. 55 to 70.
Yeah.
That's what I want. 55 to 70.
And there's a lot of them on there.
Well, I'm finna put my profile up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Marveline said she never heard of that ship.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that ship either, Marveline. I don't know if I want to ride it. I don't know if I want to ride a situationship. And I think that, but you know what? To be totally honest with you, though, because I could go a lot of ways in my head with that. I think for me, situationship says, disturbing my peace. It's something about even just that term. My life is so simple. And I think that's what concerns me about dating. I don't want a situationship to disturb my peace. Right? I don't want to have to worry or guess about the individual. I don't want to have to be concerned about, are you texting me or somebody else you done met on the site. I don't want to know if I'm the flavor of the month, the day of the week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, just staying single, I protect my peace.
But you don't know that if you met him at Walmart or wherever, you don't know if he.
No, this ain't about where I meet. I'm talking about just dating, period. Like, okay. Dating, period. Like, I don't know how to date. Let's say that's the first thing. I have to be totally transparent. I don't know how to date, and I say that in all honesty because I believe that there's a method to it. But because I am a natural nurturer, And I'm a natural nurturer. I'm a lover. I am very emotionally in tune with who I am. And therefore, if I met somebody and I was interested that much in them, then I know that I'm all in. And so I don't want to be all in with somebody who treats me like an option when I've made them a priority. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I got to be taught this, how to date. In my book, The Load I Carry, Cast Your Cares, my first book, I have a chapter called Dating Smart. And SMART stood for slow, meaningful actions resulting in togetherness. Slow, meaningful actions resulting in togetherness. That means I ain't in no hurry to kiss you. Don't be in no hurry to kiss me. Slow. Let me get to know who you are. You know who I am. Because see, that wasn't me before God saved me. See, I was the tester, the driver, and the trial runner. That's why I can boldly say no samples, no test drives, and no trial run, because I was the master. But now, because of who I am today, I understand my value and my worth. And yeah, so for me, I have to learn all over what that means to date or be dated. Matter of fact, I don't even like the connotation. Y'all can jump in anytime. I want to be courted.
Right.
That's what I want, sis. I want to be courted. I want a man to want to go to my spiritual dad. Y'all see down there on the want to go to my daddy and say, hey, listen, I'm very interested in your daughter, and I would like your permission to pursue her. And then my daddy can check him. Huh?
How long do you get to know him on your own before that happens?
So you're saying
that's right away.
So you're saying that they go dad right there. Listen, I just bought him in. They go dad right there. I just talked about you.
I hope it was good.
Right. It is good. They go Maya. Maya is on YouTube. She said, hey Maya. Dad, I just said to them and everybody, this is my spiritual dad, Superintendent Pastor Will Nichols. And he has a plethora of books. I don't know how many books it is now, but he is a relationship specialist. And I definitely wanted him on tonight because he comes from a whole nother dynamic when it comes to this dating realm. And so I'm going to let him kind of chime in and share. But I just was telling them that I want to be courted. I don't want to date. I want somebody to go to my spiritual dad and say, listen, I'm interested in your daughter and I would like your permission to pursue her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. I want the old fashioned way. I don't want these hookups like the church say now. Marveline say, hey, Pastor Will. But dad is single again. Okay, like me, I'm single again. Dad is single again. And after 34 years of marriage, he has found himself 34, right? 3, 4, 30. It's over 30. How about that? 34. 34 years of marriage. He is now in the dating pool. So I'm honored to have him on tonight because one, he has written so many books on relationships. And he can speak from a place of single, married, 34 years, then single again, start all over. So I'm going to give him the floor because one thing about it, two things for sure, he don't need no help. He got this. He can do this in his sleep. This kind of talk right here. So Dad, go ahead, share, introduce whatever you want us to know. We're going to throw some questions at you, but you go ahead and open up however you feel led.
Hey, everybody. How are you all doing?
Hi, Pastor.
Listen, I don't know what Sharon they're talking about.
We're talking about online dating.
I was around a group with some young people Sunday night, and they were talking about what they're gonna do, and they said, "Pastor, what's your church?" I said, "I don't know, girl. I'm out here in these streets." They just went ballistic. My brother was around there and said, I can't. So I guess that term means something, but
yeah, you outside.
You got to I want to come back, Sharon, and I apologize for coming in late. I want to come back though and share more with you all because I wanted to let my church know. My church don't know that I'm on, but I wanted to let them know. All of that being said, so I am a passionate believer in marriage and family. I did a singles session on being single on our last cruise. And I didn't know it was going to go that well. People were crying. They said, Pastor, you got to come back and do another session. We literally had to go find another section in the cruise ship because we had used up our time and found another day to do another session. And we looked at 3 topics. Living single and understanding that sometimes you're living single because of choice. You know, been there, done that, got a t-shirt, don't want to do it. Sometimes you live in there because of circumstances. That's my case. You can't make somebody love you, can't make somebody stay with you. And so after 34 years of marriage, my marriage ended. Well, I'm not perfect, but it wasn't something that I wanted. And then the other one was because of calling. And Paul said, I wish you all were as I am. He was literally called to that ministry. And so there's a calling to it. And somebody once said, well, maybe I'm called to be single. I said, no, you would know that. I said, if you've been with a man or want a man, if you've been with a woman, you ain't been called to be single. That you may be there by choice or by circumstance, but those that are called to that, you already know that. You know that my life is dedicated to the Lord as Paul was, and so on and so forth. Now, as far as getting out in these streets, okay, stop. I didn't want to be doing this, and I'm still a little frustrated that I'm having to do it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like it at all. I should be winding down right now in my old age, but I'm having to figure some things out. So one of the first number one, if you ever go, because I think I'm gonna do a segment called which we didn't get into this. We talked about dating, and then we wanted to talk about life after marriage. Mm-hmm. So anybody who's been married,
single again,
you live life after marriage. It could be through death. I had several people in the single session that had spouses who died, but most of them were through divorce. And but life after that, and how do you do that? So the first thing that I talked about, especially when you're dealing with divorce, number one, and I respect the state of North Carolina. I know other states are not like this. States of North Carolina can say you can't even officially divorce unless you've been separated for a year. I encourage the people who are single that you don't entangle yourself in another situation when you are going through a divorce, but you and that year has not transpired yet. Because and I love the fact that North Carolina do it. I know other states don't do it, but you should do it because see, sometimes you can get hooked up with somebody and then they decide they want to spin the block. That's another term I just learned. I love these terms, y'all.
Spin the block.
So you here trying to date some dude and then he gonna spin the block and go back to where he was just at, or the girl may okay, I'm learning this stuff.
No, you're right. You're right.
And so now you done spent the block with this dude. He back with the girl, but you in the back seat of the same car. You can't do that.
Whoa.
So I said, and I tell everybody, I said, give that person, whoever it is, enough time to detangle all of that. Yeah. And so just because they say we separated and this and that, no, I want papers. I want to know that you're truly over it, because you might want to go back and try it again. And now you done got me hooked up and all of that. Yeah. And so number one, if when you're dealing with that, make sure that the person that you're dating had a period of time, and or if you're the one, make sure you had a period of time. So for me, for dating, literally, I tried with my former spouse for a good 2 years. So that 1 year didn't mean anything to me. So for 2 years, we went to counseling, we tried dating again and all of that. After the 2 years, I personally said I was done, but I gave it 1 more year. I went 3 years before I even tried to think about dating somebody. I want to make sure my emotions was out of it. I wasn't still dealing with anger and bitterness and hurt and all of that. So I literally gave myself 3 years. Now, I gave it 3 years on the dot. I mean, literally, I tell somebody, I said, I wrote me a dating profile. And I said, if nothing happened by January 1st of this next year, I'm going in. And so what I did was I created my profile, did my little pictures, wrote my little profile out. And on January 1st, when the clock hit midnight, I hit send. Y'all ain't working with me. Y'all not working with me.
So you put it up there.
I put it out there, and I hated it, but I believe in it because I just think that that's the best way to meet people. It's okay to meet people organically, but if you meet 2 people a year, it's going to take you a minute to find somebody. You can meet 2 people a week online. Now you say, but there's a lot of trash out there. Yeah, you're trying to find a diamond. You should have to work at it. You should have to go through and dig through some trash and all of that. So I don't really have a problem with online dating. I encourage people to do it. I did it, went on a few dates, found somebody. We dated for a solid year. It didn't work out. Then I found somebody organically. We dated for a half a year. Didn't work out. Both of them I probably could have married. I just didn't, because that's the whole point of dating, is to find out, collect enough data so that you can make a decision. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with this person or not? In one case, it may be you, it may be the other person, but you have to give yourself enough time to make that decision. And how you feel about a person when you first meet and they clicking on all them things that you want, well, it's love at first sight. Yeah, but I want to know, will it be love at 250th sight? So you got to give it some time because that's vitally important, because your emotions can change, your feelings can change. So that's my first thing about dating. There's a whole lot more I want to share with Sharon a little bit later.
Yeah, well, you just talking.
Yeah, because I'm all in. I'm like,
I know. Listen,
so there is that part that I find that is vitally important. But Sharon had said something that I thought was interesting. I want to be courted. So one of the persons that I was dating, we was going back and forth with that. I said, the way we do it in America is a modern concept. It's not a biblical concept per se, and it's not a worldwide concept. What we do is we look for somebody that A, we're attracted to, and B, we fall in love with. That's not biblical. What Sharonette just said, Pastor Smart just said, is exactly the way it's normally done worldwide and historically. And what is that? That y'all ain't gonna like my language, but I'm gonna get a little messed up with y'all. So generally speaking, what we do is not normal. Here's what is normal. A girl starts bleeding and the guy down the street brings her daddy a cow and they exchange and he gets the girl. And then she leave her daddy's house and go to his house. Mm-hmm. That's how it normally happens. And the parents choose the mate, not the mate chooses the mate. The parent says, I know who you are, and I know who their family is, and I know what kind of stock they from, and da 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 da. They exchange a goat or a cow. Y'all don't like me in this place.
It's in the Bible.
And then the young girl goes to be with them. Now, how do you know this is biblical? Because the Bible says older women teach the younger women how to love their husbands. See, we want to be in love when we probably not even qualified to know what that really is. We think it's an emotion. We think it's feeling. So one of the girls I dated, we went back and forth on that. And I just got to feel it. I said, everybody in our culture wants to feel it. But why is all of these jokers divorcing? Because what you felt at year 1 is not what you feel at year 3, year 5, year 10, year 20. And so there's a whole lot more checklist items on there on that list than how I feel. So why are you making that the number 1 criteria on how you choose a mate when you get all these other things? Does she work? Do he work? Do they love God? Do they not love God? Do they believe in this and all of that? So there's a lot of other criteria that many times at the age of 18, 19, and 20, you are not qualified to make that decision. So the parents would make it for us. Now we're older now, we can make those decisions. And so I wrestled with this. I'll be honest with you, because as I started back dating, I was going back and forth like, okay, am I supposed to feel this pity pat in my heart? Or am I looking for a woman that would be compatible with what my calling is? And I'm still struggling with that to this day because, I like what I like. I like the style that I like. Somebody tell me I got a type, whatever that is and whatever that means. But then what if I find that type, but they don't meet the other criteria? I'm a pastor. I'm a leader of people. I'm a superintendent. I work in the jurisdiction. I work in the national church. What if the person I hook up with who's my type don't want nothing to do with all of that stuff?
I was just about to say that.
And so it's a challenge for me. And I haven't decided, Pastor Smart, even if I'm going to go back on the dating sites, because the last time I was on there, I saw some people on there from my church. So I hurry up and swipe left. Y'all ain't gonna work for me.
Listen, Dad.
But then I felt like, okay, if I see them, they probably see me.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Because
So,
I did. I did see somebody say.
And then because I'm more known. I mean, I'm not big figure.
You're internationally known.
More people know me than I know them.
Right.
So even the people that I don't know would know me. I actually went out on a date with one person, and they said, "Yeah, I think I know you." So at any rate, so that's kind of some of.
They're in the comments laughing at you.
I want them to laugh at me. I ain't got no problem with it.
Ebony Watts, Bonnie Clay, Patricia Reed, Carol, thank you all. Maya, thank you. Dwelling Church, thank y'all for being here. Patricia said, I want someone to date me, meaning opening and closing my door, because we forget how to date each other and always put God first. But life happens regardless of who we are.
Now, let me tell you this about dating. Now, when I did date, now, I ain't bragging, but I did all of that stuff and more because I've written so many books about it. And I felt like you can't do this if you're going to be hypocritical about it.
Right.
So like the 5 love languages, physical touch, words of affirmation. The last person I dated, I shouldn't say this publicly, but I bought them flowers every Friday.
Aww.
Like they get flowers from me because, that was gift giving. And I would send words of, I would send a scripture with a nice little thing almost every day, because these are the things that you're supposed to be doing. But here's the thing about me, is I understand now that, and maybe I wasn't perfect at this, especially during my marriage, but and it did fail, and so I've learned now in going back and dating again. Well, there was an area that you could have done better at. This area that you could have done better at. But I'm being much more intentional about my dating now when I do date, and I'm thinking about things like this. And in my mind, I'm saying I'm not courting a person. I'm trying to establish a lifestyle with that person. So, because see, to me, courting and dating is like going on an interview. This is my best foot forward. I got my suit on, I got my tie on, all of that. But then when you get the job, I'm like, you're showing up late to work, you're doing all these other kind of stuff. I'm like, I thought I was getting a nice dressed up. So in my mind, once I started doing something, I said to me, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life with this person. This is what it's going to mean to be married to me, because I'm not doing this to win you. I'm doing this to establish a lifestyle with you. And I said to myself, I didn't do a lot of this stuff with my former wife, because that's what I knew at the time. I did what I knew at the time, but I've grown and I've learned and I've written books and I've studied. And as I've gotten back out here in these streets, y'all ain't working with me. I've said, okay, how are you going to do this? And so I'm being very intentional about my dating, but I want the person to know that this isn't me trying to win you. This is who you're going to get. And I had made that decision in my mind that this is what I'm going to do. The things that I do are going to be the things that I always do, because especially with young couples, they do stuff, they win each other. They may not even be conscientious that they're doing it, so that when they stop doing it, they just did stuff by accident. Whereas in my books I wrote, you got to learn what that person's needs are. You got to learn what that person's language is, and then talk that and do that for the rest of your life, even as they change. And so these are the things that I have been working on during this whole dating process. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it. I might just call it in and say, I fought the good fight. I finished my course. I think I
give up, Pastor.
I think I am. I think I'm just going to. That's how I'm feeling right now, Sharon. That I fought the good fight. I had a good run.
You can't give up, man.
34 years, I've had a good run.
But
I think I'm crazy, but I'm kind of serious a little bit.
But you can't give up, because truly, I mean,
I know, but I'm too old to be out here chasing folks. I'm done.
Well, so then don't chase them. Y'all, we need to help Dad find.
No, you don't. No. Do not be seeing nobody. Don't have nobody sliding them into my inbox.
Right. So I was gonna say that, like, if we had an auntie or somebody that we thought may qualify.
we
no, because then and because then if it don't work out, then I got to deal with that. And I absolutely don't date people from my church.
We was just talking about that.
Now, if you are a son or daughter, that's fine.
What I
do. Me, absolutely not. I won't do it. I just can't do it. I won't do it. That's been a hard, fast rule of mine. And I've had some mistakes and confusions happen with that. And absolutely not. I'm your pastor. That's it. Right. That's it. I can't confuse that with.
So what happens when you dating a woman, and then the woman, not a daughter from your church, but you're dating her, then she comes to the church, but
that can happen. So that can happen, but I won't do it intentionally. I won't do it up front.
Okay.
So that can happen. I can meet somebody, we can hit it off, and they can connect with the church. Yes.
So what if somebody catfish you? That's a term. So somebody catfish you on the site.
Mm-hmm.
you fall for because she
Go ahead.
presented somebody that she ain't, right? And then you find out she is a daughter.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Right, because video chat way before that.
No, like no.
No,
Oh,
like,
you video chat.
I don't do
Oh,
the.
you video chat.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm real quick. When I was dating online, I was real quick about sharing pictures, doing and then doing the whole FaceTime and video stuff. So I did.
Because I watched that thing Catfish, right? And so this person had the picture pretending to be wherever.
Right. No. You can fall for somebody through what is called intimacy, into me see, even though what they're seeing is not the real you. So I want to see. So yes, when I was doing the dating online, I was very quick to say, let's do FaceTime, let's go get coffee, those types of things. Now I want to know who you are, and I want you to know who I am.
Right. So we're talking about online dating, and we were talking earlier. LaShonda has actually had some experiences, Dad, with online dating. She's gone on some dates online. She's met some interesting people. She's crossed state lines, so she's a statey. She ain't international yet, but she's across state lines. And I was talking to her, just because, they want to encourage me. Now down here, Sister Jones Morris, she just got on Facebook dating. How many days you been on there?
Since Wednesday.
She got over 1,000. I told her I'm finna put my profile on Facebook.
1,000.
She got over 1,000. She just went on her first date yesterday, and they got a second date tomorrow.
Oh, well, go do that.
I said, well, what's wrong with me?
I don't know. Some people just have it like that because I'm like, even when I was out there, it wasn't like that. I mean, I went on 4 dates and different age ranges, younger, and I even dated a person that was older than me. And she was pretty good too. She had it together.
This is a fall over. Listen, I said, Dad, I'm looking for 55 to 70. Baby girl, her date yesterday was 22 years younger than her.
Oh, I dated somebody that was like 18 years younger than me. Yeah.
So I'm a widow, and my husband
She's a widow.
Years older than me.
Okay.
So I can't go. I mean, like, I just feel like if they're a good person, like, it doesn't really matter, especially because there's some older people that aren't mature.
Right. Here's for me, what matters is that you're upfront about it and that you're realistic about the generational differences.
Right.
And that you're not whistling past it. You got to be, because those are generational differences. And I mean, even to think about, I was talking to somebody, the way our kids and grandkids feel about sex today is completely different than the way we did it. I mean, to them, having sex is like shaking hands.
Hook up. Right. They hook up.
They have, and I mean, to me, oh no, we married. Yeah. If I'm having sex, we married. So I ain't just out here just slanging it and all of that kind of stuff. But so that generational difference, it can be very dramatic. Age, even the way we think about life. So you have to really, I mean, it's one thing, and that's why the time matters. That's why the dating, because maybe it don't come out in the first month or the first 2 months or the first 3 months, how that age difference could start affecting you. So that's why, I tell everybody, you can fall in love, but you still don't have enough information. You've got to give it at least, to me, it's at least 1 year, 1 to 3 years, somewhere in between there, where you got enough. I've seen you at your best, but I've also seen you at your worst. I've seen you when we fall out with each other. And so now I ain't trying to fix you. I'm not trying to change you. I'm trying to decide, can I live with you? On your worst day, if it never changes, can I stay with you?
Wow.
And that's what I did in both cases. I spent enough time to collect enough data, and I told them to do the same thing. And if at some point either one of us make a decision, I think we need to put brakes on it and see what happens. And that's what happened for me in both cases, both serious cases. I've done other dates, but the ones that I was really pursuing. And I date with an intention. I date with intent. I'm not hooking up. I'm not just trying to find somebody to go to the movies with. I'm getting ready to go to Vegas. I'm going with my 2 kids.
Like, whosoever findeth the wife, right? Yeah. So you were looking for a wife because you're a husband. Let me ask you this, because it's a real question, right? 34 years with Dr. Grace. That you don't just get over 34 years. Would it be safe to say that easy way to put this, would a woman be trying to fill shoes that she can't fill because she ain't her?
Oh, absolutely not. I had this conversation. So the problem with me, y'all, to those that are listening to me, I'm extremely, probably too much so, transparent. If you ask me a question, I'm probably going to give you an answer, unless I just really feel like, no, you don't need to know that. But for the most part, I'm a very open and transparent person, probably too much so, but I am. And so I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't looking for a replacement. I was looking for a person. I'm not even looking for a first lady for the church. I was looking for a wife to me.
Yeah.
And so this wasn't going to be, I'm not saying we wouldn't call her first lady or this or that, but my former wife was a powerful woman, still is probably. And she really helped me to build a great ministry. But when that stopped 5 years ago, I was not going to do that again. So my only goal when I was dating was to find someone that I wanted to love and that wanted to love me. And that was it. I wasn't looking, they weren't auditioning to be a first lady of the church or a first lady of the district or a first lady in the jurisdiction or even my national work. I mean, I wanted them to be there to support me, the same thing as if you want your mate to support you in whatever you are doing.
Right.
So if you are a CEO of this or executive of that, when you do your office parties, your mate comes with you, but they're not your co-partner in what you do.
Right.
So I wasn't looking for that. As a matter of fact, both people I dated were powerful in their own right. Gotcha. Both of them were professionals. One of them was a business owner, had their own thing. I mean, they was killing it. So I wasn't even looking for somebody to come and do what I do.
Got you. So what would you say to someone like myself who has not dated in decades, and then those that are dating are looking to date or putting yourself out there? Because I know that you are all for online dating, because I remember one time me and you talked, and I was telling you how I was against it, and you say, well, what's the difference in meeting somebody online and meeting somebody at Walmart? You still got to vet them, right? You still have to vet them. There's still a process of getting to know them. And I think just the unknown of online dating probably has been a lot of my hesitation. And then, just getting back out there, period. But the Bible says, what Paul said it in the word of God is he wished that we could all be like him, but if you can't, it's better to marry.
Right.
Than to burn, right? Because we got a lot of people out here burning. And and they test driving, they trial running, they sampling, right? But when it comes to the whole dating thing, and I know it's all inclusive because it just depends on I believe the groundwork you lay up front, like you said, being transparent and letting the person know what your intentions are. We were just talking about the scripture, whosoever findeth a wife. My cousin Eric had something very profound to say about that scripture. He said, the scripture says, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor with the Lord. He said the key that everybody keep running over is finding a wife, not a woman.
Okay.
Because every woman ain't a wife. And every wife ain't just a woman. Like you know you're a wife if you're a wife. Like I asked LaShonda today, we was talking about it. She said, okay, to be totally honest with you, today, September 2nd, 2025, I ain't a wife. I ain't wife material. I'm just looking for fun. I'm gonna have me some good time and I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna meet and I'm gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a wife today. So she already knows where she at. She just looking, she said, what did you say this was networking? This was she said this is networking. She ain't, go ahead, Sean. What you said about it? She said I'm networking.
Yeah, I don't go in. I just have fun with it. Like I don't go in with high expectations.
Okay.
Like I just got on her because she went on a date with somebody she met online and they went cross state lines to Atlanta and slept in the same room together, but they had separate beds.
Okay.
I got a problem with that because they're my little sister. You know, she didn't tell me about it. I didn't know nothing about it. I had no GPS navigate. But baby girl down there in the bottom, so she knew where she was. Somebody knew. And so I think for me too, it's a fear. I have 4 daughters, all grown, all beautiful. I worry about the young men that they would be involved with or that would attempt to be involved with them. I worry about them because I know that this world is wicked and cruel, and I pray that God will send the right people to them and they won't settle for imitations or counterfeits. But I know that you got to go through all of that to weed out to get to, right? You got to go through some stuff. And so as a parent, as a mother and a single mother, I know that sister John, and I be calling her Joan Morris, but Jones Morris, but it's not. It's Janae, right? Am I saying it right? Or Janine. Okay. I said to her, and she asked me matter of fact, she asked me the same question your dentist, Dr. King, had asked me. He said, if your daughters are learning everything from you, where they're going to learn about healthy relationship between a man and a woman if they've never seen you date. They never seen you deal with conflict. They never seen you work it out. You know what I'm saying? Or go. So where are they getting their role model from? Like who's showing them how to do it right? And I had to really look at them and say I failed them in that area then. Because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm protecting them by not exposing no man to them. So I stayed single. But in all reality, I look back and all 4 of them is single today.
Well, I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. I mean, normally speaking, you wouldn't have never done that in the first place because you would have been married. So your children would have never. No, I'm making a point. The point is, like, for example, if me and my former spouse were still married, my children would have never seen their dad dating.
Gotcha.
Because both of them, when they got to this world, all they know is a mom and a dad. They saw how I treated their mom. They saw how she treated me. We had a great relationship with no physical abuse, with no cheating, with no arguing and fighting and all that stuff that you see. So what they could learn, they learned, which is how a man should treat a woman. Okay, and how a woman should treat a man. My wife treated me well. I treated her well. So this was no domestic, no craziness. Ain't no extra kids across town that look kind of like them. With nobody calling the house, hanging up, with no extra panties that don't fit her in my glove compartment box. None of that kind of stuff. So what they learned is how a man is faithful to a woman. But how to date, no, they would have never learned that from me in any way under normal circumstances, because they would never see me do that. Now, even though I do that now, I would never expose my kids to that. I still wouldn't. If I was a single parent with young children, I would not be bringing men or women in and around my kids, because then I was like, okay, you dating this one, then that don't work out, then you got another one. I'm like, well, which one of y'all is gonna be my new daddy? Yeah.
We just talked about that too. I don't believe in that either.
So maybe that isn't the lesson that they're supposed to get from me in practice. They can get it from me through knowledge. They can get it from me through the word. But they're not going to get that lesson from me through practice in general, because they're not going to see it. So I hear whatever that person said to you is, but that was never under normal circumstances was supposed to be my lesson to them in the first place. That makes sense. I can give them some experience through knowledge. I can tell them what I did. Like I said, though, but this world is so different now. And these later and later generations that I told you how they think about sex and how they think about commitment. And I mean, these folks are just messy, and that's another term I learned, that these, they just all kind of stuff. This was even with that when they're married and like,
oh yeah.
So
they swinging.
And so I fear for my children. I'm here for them, but number one, they probably, my role in my children's life is I'm here for you. If you want to know, I'll share you what I know. And the biggest contribution that I've brought to not just my children, but to society and my church is the books that I've written. 5 different books on marriage and relationships.
Yeah.
Spiritual connection, physical connection, emotional connection, love connection, and sexual connection. And here's what God has given me on these topics. You ask me, I'll share it with you, or you can go read the book for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are some great books.
But I'm trying to figure out about these 1,000 people that Janine then already got hooked up with. I'm doing it all wrong.
Janine is actually on Facebook dating, right? So Facebook got his own dating site, and
I don't think I will, but maybe if I do, I don't know. Somebody told me about a couple of other sites, but I don't know.
But I think the reason why Facebook is probably a good source, and I never thought about it really like that, is that because Facebook dating, you're already on Facebook. People are already exposed to you on Facebook. But Facebook dating gives you exposure. She says Facebook has an app. Yes, it does. You can actually join it. Somebody in the KD Nunn in the comments asked, Facebook got a dating app. It's a you just go on. It's on our thing, right? Already, it's no separate app. It's just on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm. It's on your dashboard, like that main page.
Okay, the dashboard. Is it that heart?
I think so. Yes.
I think it's that heart. KD Nunn. So you could just. She said.
I will say that somebody told me that. You can go to the church conventions and you can meet people and this and that. And I was like, when I go to church convention, I'm going to see Jesus. I don't know that I want some dude asking me what's my number. It just feels wrong to me. That's why I believe in dating sites, because this is why we here.
Right.
We here to date. I'm here for Jesus. And so if I'm here for Jesus, why are you trying to hook up with me? Shouldn't both of us match? So that's my challenge with some of that. That I go to church for church. I don't go to church.
I was just about to ask you, Pastor, like, okay, so do you encourage, like, well, I'm not gonna say networking, but dating within the church?
I do. I mean, well, I encourage dating when you connect with a person and there's a mutual thing. So something has to generate that connection. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But that's different. That's organic. So
I guess the same church, I should say. Not, I mean, they go to one church and but within the same.
I think it's okay. My only challenge with it is if you do it too much. Like you dating Sister LaShonda this week, and then the next thing I see you dating Sister Janine, and then the next day I'll see you out to lunch with Sister Sharonette, and they all in the same church,
right?
And then I'm like, well, who you with this week? So I start calling them guys predators. And so I'm like, no, you ain't gonna be running through the women in my church now.
Right.
So is there one between because to me, if I'm actually dating, it should be for a period of time anyway.
Right.
So you can't be showing up with somebody every other week. That's my problem with it.
Sampling.
Right.
Them samples.
That's a challenge. And then sometimes, I just felt like, especially when I was a pastor, that some of these guys were picking on women who were vulnerable, who they know they wanted to be married. And so they are just preying on them. And I don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, dating is dating. You're until you're married.
Say that again.
She said you're single.
Dating. And you're until you're married. So, like, dating is like me and Shonda going out and having lunch. Because that's the extent of it. So when you go out and you experience something on an outing or something, you get to know them and you get to see how they move, their narrative, where they are spiritually, where they are professionally. And then you get to make an informed decision on, is this somebody that I want in my space? Whether it be in your space as, like Shonda said, networking, or in your space as a good friend, or in your space as someone that you're interested in getting to know more and building with. So, I mean, I'm new to this. After my husband passed away, I had one serious relationship and I waited not as long as you, but like 8 months before I started seeing someone seriously. If that was for a year, I knew that wasn't my friend. But we were dating. It wasn't that I had made a decision to just say, okay, I'm ready now. Like, this is it. Like, dating is dating. It's like going out and experiencing someone. You have to go through that stage to know if the shoe fits. Because the shoe might look good and it might feel good, but it still might not fit. It's still, like, that pretty pair of heels that you can wear and they fit your foot, but you can't wear them all day.
Right. That part. Okay. So when you say you were dating, at what point in the dating did you decide that it's going to be exclusive or you guys are going to be committed? I think that's the word that people don't use no more.
I don't know, because I think that varies from person to person.
No, but I'm talking about the relationship you just said that you found yourself in. Like, at what point did you decide that you were going? Because you were saying I didn't wait. Like, I'm just, I was just wondering, like, because you were saying that you got to get to know. So at what point in your process did you say, hey, you're the one. This is what we're doing now, and we're committed, and it's nobody else.
To be transparent, it was someone that I met like a year and a half before my husband even passed away, because he was very sick and he wasn't he was very sick and he was in a facility. So just being friendly at first and for a year and a half, and then
Okay,
deciding that, okay, I kind of like spending time with you. I kind of like talking to you, or you're a good person, or you're somebody. That was initially, and the representative showed up for that year and a half. And then the representative showed up for maybe 2 or 3 months after that. Stop laughing, Sean. And then,
then the real person showed up.
The real person showed up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the part that scares me about dating, is that the representative, you got to weed through the representation first.
Yeah, I feel, and I do agree with you, Janine, about dating. It's just that I think people may have different definitions of dating. To me, my purpose for dating is to find out if I want to proceed towards a relationship.
Right.
And I think, I don't know if it was you or LaShonda who said that you can make a decision on which direction I want to go. Are we going to be friends? Are we going to just be networking? Or are we going to pursue a relationship? For me, I would probably only date a person a few times before I make a decision if I want to proceed. And I know some people who use the dating sites just to develop friendships. I mean, I know one person that told me that they develop other female friendships through the sites. They're just looking for people that they can go and travel with and hang out with and do things like that. It's like I never thought about it that way, but they have used that to do that, to connect with people. But when I first started, and I talked to my daughter, who's grown, about it, and I said, because I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just know that I wanted female companionship. And so I had talked to her about, just being friends with somebody. And she said, and this is my daughter speaking to me, she didn't think it was a good idea, because even if you establish that up front, somebody can develop feelings.
Right.
And so there's the problem. You can say up front, we just gonna be friends. We just gonna be friends. But I tell you all the time, I'm a grown blank man. And I'm not just trying to have female friends. Something gonna happen. So, so I have to be real up front. I'm
right. Come on, tell the truth.
We're going to a couple of coffee dates, lunch, dinner, and a movie or something like that, and then I make a decision. So I literally didn't even
go ahead.
But I would never date nobody for 6 months to a year without there being some intentions behind it. Me personally, I'm not saying that you can't or you haven't. I'm saying I wouldn't. I'm not just looking for somebody to go to the game with. I'm not looking for somebody to do this with. That's just, and I think I'm a little Danny Glover. He did a movie years ago. I don't know if y'all know who Danny Glover.
Yeah, we know Danny Glover.
So he was in this movie, and they were fighting and something, and he looked up and he said, "I'm too old for this." That's how I feel about dating. I'm too old for this.
From a man's perspective, Dad, because you said something I think is really key. Because I believe a man, just like a woman, know what they want when they see it. They've spent time with, like you said, a couple of dates. I think that sometimes after the first, second, maybe even third conversation, you already know if this is going anywhere.
Right.
Like at what point do you decide, yeah, date number 3, no, this ain't what I want, and you just, and you say that, I don't think we're equally yoked, right? I don't think this is going anywhere. How do men? Because I know, some women are just, maybe he'll get there, and they'll drag it along. Whereas a man, from a male's perspective, how long do you think men do that? Like, hang around?
Really, I've seen people date for 5 years, 10 years, just crazy stuff. And I'm like, well, my purpose of dating is to find out, do I want to spend the rest of my life with you?
You just spend 5 years?
No, I've known people do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. The person done spend 5 years, so they trying to.
Right. I'm like, no, you've been with me long enough to make a decision. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with me?
Right.
Even if you're trying to get a degree, trying to get education, trying to buy a house, we can do that together. We can do that while you're married. I would never spend that kind of time with somebody dating.
Right.
We're making a commitment. We're exclusive. And within a year to 3 years, we get married. I mean, that's my personal feeling about it, because you can't get your time back.
That's right.
I've had several daughters who were very pretty young ladies. Talking about daughters, I'm talking about my church. I talked to this one girl, she was 39 years old. And I said, why aren't you married? She said, well, the first guy I dated for 8 or 9 years, and that didn't work out. Then I went on a sabbatical, and then somewhere in between there, she got pregnant, had a child. Then she dated another guy, and that went on 4 or 5 years, and found out he wasn't the one. And she looked up, she was 39 years old. And I just said, that's too long. It's too long to spend that much time with the person without a level of commitment towards marriage. It's not going to get any better because you spend 10 years with them.
Right.
You should know within 3 years, is this the one? And if it isn't, move on, because you're passing up a whole lot of other rides that you could have gotten waiting on this person for 10 years. And I'm like, people calling about, you need to ride. No, I already got one. You need to ride. No, I already got one. You need to ride. No, I already got one. You done pass up 3 good rides waiting on the ride to show up, and then that person don't show up.
Wow.
So I'm just, I mean, it's tough. It's hard, but I just couldn't do it that long.
Yeah, stop wasting folks' time. They saying in the chat, we got some good stuff over here. She said, this is good. Stop wasting folks' time. Ebony Watt said, absolutely. That was Katie Nunn said, stop wasting folks' time. Hello, Taronda Whitley. Thank you for joining us tonight. They're over here in the chat. Listen, Dad, they are saying, she said, if we dating, we have to go visit a guest church. My church home is sacred. So in other words, you ain't coming to my church. We going to another church. Because, and you know what? That make a lot of sense, because if it don't work out, listen. And then you might have a bunch of piranhas at your church. You know, everybody looking for low man.
I'm pretty sure.
There's a shortage of men in the church, huh?
I'm pretty sure it ain't that bad.
Okay. Anywho. I'm excited. I know that we're going to be doing these every Tuesday leading up to September 26th and 27th, where we're going to have our singles unplugged overnight experience at the Courtyard Marriott in Cary, North Carolina. We're going to that Friday night. We're going to have a mix and mingle, games. We're going to have prizes, giveaways. We're going to just have we taking over the lobby. And then the next morning, we're going to come down for breakfast, and we're going to have some interaction, roundtable discussions. You have 2 books that I would really love for us to pull some stuff from. The first one is No More Drama Relationships. This is not just dealing with the romantic relationships between men and women. This is also relationships between co-workers, family members. It's just relationships, period. And then the relationship battle plan. This is why I like the book, because regardless of what dating, whether it's the first date, the 5th date, the 100th date, you got to have a battle plan for the battles that you will face in relationships, because in relationships there will be battles. And so you did a great job, you and Dr. Grace, during the time that you guys wrote those books together, sharing those books. And I was there for the birthing of them, and I think that they were and still are very powerful tools that people who are in relationships, period, no matter what the relationship is. I think we limit it to men and women, filios, coming together romantically. But I have relationships every day with people on my job that I don't necessarily, I got to learn how to deal with that. I got to learn how to deal with relationships. So I think those are great books. So if you don't have it, go to victoriouspraise.org, go to the bookstore, and you'll see that library of books that Dad wrote. Marriage, Sex in the Bedroom. I think that when we start dealing with couples, that's going to be a great thing, because I've talked to a lot of married folk who, they struggling in the bedroom. They struggling with that whole concept and mentality of how they look at sex, how they are embracing sex. And I think too that there are women who are menopausal, women who are going through the change of life, and men who go through menopause. Is it menopause, right? Men actually experience it too, but nobody talks about it. And these things are marriages are being attacked and going through. So these are definitely great tools that you have written to help. So y'all get that toolkit, because that toolkit got all of the books and workbooks inside of it. Anything you want to share, LaShonda, before we wrap it up?
No, I just had one question. Well, not really a question, a comment. Like, what is your concept or thinking on test driving? That's for either one of y'all. Well, I know Sharon, we had discussed that before Pastor Hat came on.
The interesting question, and I understand the premise of it. I don't know what it would do for you. If you have sex with a person and the sex is real good, does that mean I should marry the person? If you have sex with a person and the sex is real bad, does that mean that I should not marry the person? And is that what you mean by test drive, by the way? Or are you talking about living together? Which one?
Sexually. It was right. It was all right.
Sex. So it was about sex. So if you go to Bible, and I'm not even going to go with flee fornication, even though you should, but if you just go with just the biblical concept of marriage, the biblical concept of marriage is that a single person was a virgin, right? So the Bible literally calls a single person a virgin. He says a virgin's care is to the Lord, meaning that the expectation is if you're not married, you're a virgin. So if you're not married and you are a virgin, that means that you haven't had sex. So if you meet a guy and you all want to get married, how good are you going to be?
Wow.
You don't even know how to have sex.
You don't even know how.
And if you're really good at it, why are you so good at this?
I've been on YouTube.
So I'm like, girl, you really good. I mean, but why? Where you get all this practice from? I mean, I get good at stuff I practice. So if I'm test driving to see how good the sex is, a virgin wouldn't be very good at it.
Right.
And if you are really good at it, my question is, why are you so good? So the premise of test driving when it comes to sexual relationships is 100% flawed, because I'm pretty sure I don't want to be with somebody that's been with 35 people and she's really good at it.
Gotcha.
Okay, and me and my wife 34 years ago, we were both learning and exploring. Okay, we were both learning and we tried different things. And so, no, we probably wasn't that good at the beginning. Okay. And so, two virgins getting together wouldn't be very good at it. And they
Right.
shouldn't be. So, test driving, is test driving with somebody. And you think about it, you have sex with this person, they just rock your world. That means that they've been doing that with a lot of people and they're really good at it. That don't mean that that's your husband or your wife. No, there's no biblical reason to think I need to test drive and make sure this is going to be good. Because what it's going to be? It's going to be whatever it is. It's going to be whatever it is. And more than likely, if I'm not that knowledgeable, I'm going to learn how to please my mate. So that's why I wrote a book.
Yeah.
I wrote a whole book called Marriage, Sex in the Bedroom because I wanted people to know that oral sex is in the Bible. I wanted to know that grazing in your wife's valley and climbing up her mountain, all this stuff was in the Bible, enjoying. But I don't know how to do that. So I got to learn, but I'm going to learn with you. I'm not going to learn with 20 people and then say, okay, I'm ready now. Put me in, coach. No. So the premise of test driving is a flawed mentality, is my thought.
Yeah. I kind of, with my daughters and just talking to especially my younger ones and just like, date, tell your mama who date. People, man, we just hook up and I'm just going like, I don't get it, and I don't think that they really understand the spiritual implications of hooking up because those spirits travel, when two become one, there was no courtroom. The two became one when they consummated. You know what I'm saying? That was the ceremony, the consummation. And then a sheet was hung out the window with a blood stain on it. That's how they knew that hymen was broken and she was a virgin. And right. He got him one right here because there you go. That's the proof. And if he didn't have no sheet to hang out there, somebody done lied to him.
Correct. And so, but I just feel like the enjoyment should be something that comes, not something that you get at the beginning. It's something that we explore together, we learn together. And so this is to my younger people, the people that may be virgins or whatever. No, you don't need to test drive. Older people, I mean, you still don't need to test drive. I mean, you should know what you're doing. I don't have to. I know how to ride a bicycle. I don't need to go take a test drive on the bicycle. I know what I'm doing. So if we get married, just know I'm coming to this knowing what I'm doing. And so there's just there's no such thing as we just not sexually compatible. It's not that difficult. You got a part, she got a part. It works. It works every time.
And that's what I was sharing with LaShonda earlier. We were talking about it. And I was like, for me, because I stand on my statement, no samples, no test dive, no try run, because I'm a professional bike rider.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to ride the bike.
Right.
But if you don't know how to ride the bike, I am a good teacher as long as you're coachable and teachable.
Mm-hmm. I want to add one more thing to that topic. Well, what if the person wants to have sex, and by not having sex, they threaten to leave you or go get it for someone else? And here's the challenge with that and the problem with that. People don't get married because they have sex.
Right.
People, I had one of my spiritual daughters just was really broken because somebody told her, well, if you remain celibate, God will send you somebody. And now she's in her 40s. God never sent her anybody. And I told her, I'm so sorry they told you that was a lie. It's not in the Bible. There's nothing in the Bible that says God is going to send you a mate. God does not play Cupid. He says if you find a mate, or if a mate finds you. I'm not saying God can't do it. I'm just saying there's no biblical scripture to support that. Because she's telling me all my friends, they're having sex and they all married. I said they may have had sex and they may be married, but I guarantee you that dude didn't marry her because she gave it up. He married her because he fell in love with her. And you don't fall in love with people because you have sex. I'm going to say that one more again. You don't fall in love with people because you have sex.
Right.
Improve it, because there are some of you that are listening right now. You had plenty of sex and you ain't got married.
You got married. Exactly.
People don't fall in love with you because they have sex. People fall in love with you because they fall in love with you, whether you have sex or not.
Yeah.
You may have sex, but I'm going to marry you because I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but not because you gave it up. And if I would go and have sex with somebody else because you won't give it to me, I think I'd rather know that now than 5 years and 2 kids later.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. Yes, sir.
I think I want to know that you're the type of person that if I'm not putting out, you're going to go get it from somebody else. I want to know that now.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So I have a lot of problems with the whole test drive. You got to do it and make sure. Now, you may just want to have sex. Okay, fine. You got to deal with that spiritually, as Sharon that said. You got to deal with it emotionally. You got to deal with it. There's consequences to that, which I think you should avoid that. And the Bible says you should avoid fornication. And there's a whole lot of reasons why you should. Will God forgive you if you do? Of course he will. There's no sin that Christ did not die for. But God also is a keeper to those that said, I'm burning. God, but God still can keep you through that.
If you want to be kept, he will keep you.
We came through Miracle Month, and people believed in miracles. So if God can perform that miracle, he can perform this one.
Yeah, absolutely. He can keep you.
I'm not saying it would be easy, but people say, I just want God to take it away. No, you don't want God to take it away. I want my emotions and desires. I don't want to become a zombie. I like women's.
Right.
I don't want all of a sudden I like women's.
Well, I want to thank you, Superintendent Dad, for coming in, because I know that you got right off a national call and popped in here with us. But we're going to have you back, because I know that I want to be able to give you the free reign to really talk about the toolkit and what's, because the toolkit is just that. They're the tools that we need if we take that information and apply it to our life. I had somebody say, I remember early on in your divorce and what you and Dr. Grace were going through with the whole relationship piece, and they were like questioning your ability because of whatever. And I say, listen, I could care less, because at the end of the day,
are you talking about
you and what people were saying about you being counseling? Yeah. And I say, you got 34 years up under this.
Who else struggled with that? I struggle with that.
You struggle with it?
I said, God, why would you put me out here on this platform? I'm all over the country doing marriage counseling and marriage retreats and boot camp. Sharon, you was with me with some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Dragging books all over the country, doing webinars, seminars. Classes with hundreds of people in there. And then my marriage fell. Oh, God, why would you allow that to happen? And I don't have an answer for that. But here's one thing that I do tell people all the time. And I've counseled, the funny thing about it is I've counseled more couples and helped save their marriage, even though I had nobody to help me save mine. But here's what I always say. My books and the stuff that I do is not based upon me.
Right.
Based upon God's truth.
Absolutely.
If you are a pastor and you preach salvation and somebody gets saved, if that person then backslide, does that mean that what you preach was wrong?
No.
Because it's God's truth. People have choices.
Exactly.
And but all of my books are filled with scripture. They're filled with the word of God. They're filled with the truth of God. And if you follow God's truth, it will make you free. It will do that. But clearly, we know that everybody doesn't follow God's truth, and I'm one of the situations I have to deal with that fact that my own marriage failed, and yet I still talk about marriage. I still do marriage counseling. I still marry people. I still, and now I have this experience of being divorced and being single, which I don't like, by the way. But I'm learning to embrace it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes life don't end up the way we want it. It ends up how it ends up. Sometimes you're in a situation by choice, you're in a situation by calling, or you're in a situation by circumstance. Whatever it is, you embrace God, you embrace His word, you embrace His truth, and you move forward in it.
Well, one of the things I shared when I was approached with it was that for me, it's still your current state does not erase the 34 years.
Correct. And that part that's a very right. That's a very valid statement too. I don't want people to think, well, you can't tell me anything because your marriage failed.
No,
I can tell you because everything I got, I did have a great marriage for 30 of those 34 years. The last 3 or 4 became a strain for us, and which ultimately led to the divorce. But I had a great life with my former wife. I had a great marriage. I had raised 2 beautiful children, built a great ministry, counseled and helped people all over this country. And people are still using these books, buying these books, purchasing these books, because when they read it, irrespective of what happened to the author, the book is still God's truth.
Yes.
Helped me. And now I have to deal with, okay, life after marriage. And so I didn't ask for this, but I got to deal with it.
It's a new chapter because there's new books to be written. And we're excited. Can't wait for your new book to come out.
I think so. Help me on that.
Well, I am excited. I want to thank LaShonda Lofton, author LaShonda Lofton, for joining us tonight. I want to thank Sister Janae. She was on with us earlier. Pastor Will, thank you so much for stopping through. We will definitely check with your admin to see what your schedule is, and we're going to actually have you back on, because I really want to go deeper. I know we just kind of scratched the surface and dance around some stuff tonight, but you really have the wisdom that we can use, single, married, because while this month we're having singles unplugged, next month, October, we're going to have couples unplugged. So we're going to be talking to married couples next month, as we're going to do an overnight event at the same hotel for married couples as well, because we're all leading up to our relationship boot camp retreat in November of 2026. Better Together. That's the name of the retreat. Better Together. And so we are going to, so that's why we're having these mini pop-ups and things like that, so that people can actually get a feel for what they can expect at the retreat. It's going to be an intensified experience, because really, for real, marriages are failing. People are choosing alternative relationships. Things are happening for real. In the church, thank you, Marveline. She said this was good. People are choosing, and marriages are failing. And I think it's because when I say the church, I'm just saying in general that we're not talking about the things that are impacting relationships. We're not talking about the things that are really impacting relationships. And with married couples, that's a whole nother beast. And so I can't wait, because we're going to have you back again when we bring the married couples out, because married couple, when we were on the ship, the cruise with Bible or Babel, we did like a little taste, and we had this open forum where there were about 7 or 8 people up front, and everybody else was sitting out in the audience, and we kind of had a live talk about relationships, and some things came out, and really the truth of the matter is, marriages are struggling silently because they don't really have the resources to effectively combat what they're struggling with. And then they're afraid to expose it because the church has the marriage supposed to look a certain way when you are Christian. But married Christian folks struggle with some of the same things that married unsaved folks are struggling with. But
right, I just got a text. Not that was similar, but it was more so about marriage with the whole 2025 movement of people being married and living apart. So that's what they was talking about.
Married and living apart.
Yeah, people getting married, but they're still living in separate situations or separate states or whatever.
Oh, wow. They do that?
So that was asking, I guess that was supposed to be, more so for Pastor Will. We were just saying, it just kind of popped up. Like, yeah, the whole movement of getting married and still being in separate homes.
Yeah. I know people who married and live in separate bedrooms, like they under the same roof. But he got her, and I'm talking about they got their own, all their stuff in there. They come together when they consummate, and then they go to their separate quarters. Like, yeah, I know people who live like that. I don't understand that, because if you my husband, you're gonna be in my bed. Period. Like, not no other bed. You're gonna be in this.
To be honest with you, I have heard legitimate reasons for that.
Well, I mean, I
different homes or different rooms.
Well, the different rooms for sure, but I can also talk to you about the different homes. The different rooms was about sleeping conditions. Like some people may need to, right, CPAP machines, all of that kind of stuff, or heat and cold. And I mean, like medical stuff. I mean, talking about, I'm just uncomfortable.
Well, I know it's the truth because
I literally cannot sleep in this room because you require it to be 90 degrees and I have to sleep in 60 degrees and I'm dying. I can't do it. So there are legitimate reasons. And on the separate homes thing, I actually was in a situation where I was dating long distance, and the person had a life in their city and I have my life in my city, and we would have to bring it together, but we may not have been able to bring it together before we got married.
Okay.
So we would end up with two homes, and we would have to spend time with each other until we were able to merge the lives, build a new home, because you got to deconstruct that previous life and build a new life, and so on and so forth. So there's and maybe you can't do that in the time frame that you want to get married.
That makes sense.
So we were actually talking through some of that, how that would look, how it would work, because it may take us 2 or 3 years to build a new home and all of that. And you've got to move, and just a lot to it than most people would think, especially if the other person is already established. I mean, if you got a career or business and you making 200,000 and the other person making 200,000, you don't just up and leave that.
Okay, well, there you go, another obstacle to get over.
Right, exactly.
Y'all just gonna have one of y'all gonna be a summer home, right?
And that was the plan. We was gonna have 2 homes and potentially even have a 3rd home.
Oh wow.
And so there could be legitimate reasons for it that's beyond just stupid, crazy stuff.
Well, I am excited. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that LaShonda will be back and join us, because I know there's more to it. I'm looking for part 2 and 3. She's still on the dating sites. I'm going to set up, might not do it tonight since it's so late, but I'm gonna set me up a Facebook dating account and see.
I'm telling you that Janine talking about 1,000 people.
I know. I'm finna, Now I know it's real. Like I know it can happen because I did a POF. Like this maybe 12, 13 years ago. I did a POF account, and within 35 minutes, I had 780. 780. And I'm trying because I thought this how it worked. You're supposed to respond. And I just got tired after I was like, I'm not doing this. I can't do it. I just took the site. I took my page down. I said, this is too much. Do people really do this? I was like,
I'm pretty sure they don't. And it's so random. I would never do anything like that. But somebody was telling me about a site where you have to like answer 100+ questions and all of that.
eHarmony or Match.com.
Probably so like that. And they told me it was too much. And I was like, really? Maybe it isn't too much, because maybe if a person is willing to go through that effort to get to you, and you're willing to go through that effort to get to them, maybe that's better than trying to fish through 1,000 people.
Right. And I'm on Black, or people call it BLK. So we both have to hit like before we're able to converse.
Right.
Oh.
And most sites do that part where you have to both like. But if you think about the effort that it takes to get to that person and that person to get to you, and both you are willing to put that much effort into it, then that'll weed out a lot of trash too.
So I asked ChatGPT, I said, how many dating sites are there? Like they say ChatGPT know everything. So I asked, and he says 8,000 sites and apps total, right? It's like 8,000 sites and apps. So I asked, like, what were some of the top ones? Well, let me just say this. The top 10, none of the Black ones were on there. Like they're, what was it? Black, what I told you? Not Black Lives Matter. I was going to say Black Lives Matter.
Said Black Planet.
No, blackplanet.com, right? Blackplanet.com. And then, Bob, what's the other one?
The one that I used was blackpeoplemeet.com.
Blackpeoplemeet.com. That was another one. But what about Our Time and Christian Mingle and the over?
I've never heard of Our Time. What's that one? I mean,
Our Time is for over 50. For us older folks.
Oh.
People 50 and older, and that's a whole nother topic to have.
That was funny for me because the people that I was being, they was like, you look like my mama. I said, no.
They were that old. But I
got the long dress with the low heel shoes on, with the church lady hat on. I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
But it's called Our Time so that elderly
and then the Christian Mingle, I kept running into a whole bunch of Beckys with the good hair. And I'm like, I kept thinking to myself, do you see how black I am?
Right. They don't care. They think you from Africa. They like,
no, they didn't think I was from Africa.
Got me a one.
Right.
I said, this praise might kick me out. I roll up in there with Becky.
Lord have mercy. No, we wouldn't, Dad. If you like it, we love it.
Right.
If you like it, we love it. Somebody asked me,
because I would date outside my race.
Will we be receptive of you having?
I'm just joking.
No, but I'm serious. No, but I'm just saying, like, when they ask, my response to the question, would y'all be receptive if your spiritual dad got a new first lady or whatever? And my response was, as long as she makes you happy.
Oh yeah. And that's like I told you earlier, my only goal. I'm not trying to find somebody that Victoria's Space. So I'm joking about the white girl, but I'm not trying to find somebody that the church is going to accept. I'm trying to find somebody that I'm going to accept.
Right. At the end of the day, that's who you got to sleep with, not us. And so we just need her to make sure that you happy, so you come and preach like you preach, and you know what I'm saying, she do her part so that you can continue to do your part, because if you frustrated, we gonna feel it, we gonna know it, we gonna hear it, right? So we just want her to make you happy, and you do the same, vice versa. And so with that being said, I love you to life. Ain't nothing you could do about it but love me back. I am Pastor Sharon, that smart pastor of the Dwelling Church of God. I love God's people. And I love my assignment. I am looking forward to Singles Unplugged live talk next week. I am looking forward to bringing more people on that are willing to talk about the experience, because really dating in this 21st century it's different, man. It's different. I just remember a guy like you, you know what happened to the box? I like you. Do you like me? Yes or no? And you check the box, and we on the plate. We hooked up like this was, this is, but now, man, it's so different. But I'm looking forward to the experience. I'm gonna let y'all know how many hits I get on my our next show. I'm gonna do my Facebook profile.
So I got a question, Pastor. It's more so for Sharon. So on your profile, do you immediately put that you're a pastor, or do you just put like your name, just like?
So I haven't done it in 2 years or 3 years. I can't remember. But when I did do it, what I said was I was the CEO of 2 nonprofits.
Got you. Okay. So see, sis, you ain't got the.
Is that deceptive though?
I don't know what's going on. Y'all excuse me.
No, I was just saying, is that deceptive if I don't say it? Like if they go to my hi, Mama Sabrina Elliott.
I did not identify myself as a pastor.
Okay.
I just said I was the CEO of 2 nonprofits, and I just wanted the person to take me at face value.
Got you.
Right.
Whether they were for pastors or against it, I wanted you to know who I was as a person.
I was, right, exactly. As to who. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let LaShonda and Janae write. I'm gonna let them write my profile in, because they seem to have. She got 1,000 people, so I'm gonna take hers and I'm gonna just copy and paste, and I'm gonna put my name in there, and I'm just, but I'll make sure she ain't passing out no samples though. But I'm definitely gonna try it out and see what happens. And I'm gonna report it
because you won't know until you do it. Like, you don't know that you don't like it. I mean, you just know based on how you feel,
right?
But you really won't. Like, I don't like it because I've had 5 or 6 or whatever experiences, so now I don't like it.
Right. Got you. So I need something to gauge it from. So I'm gonna do it there. I'm gonna tell y'all about it and let y'all know how many dates Pastor Smart gets. And don't worry, she dating smart, slow, meaningful actions resulting in togetherness. That's what smart dating is.
I would say that you probably should pay for it, though.
Pay for it.
You should get a site that you have to pay.
That you pay for it. Don't do it for free.
Because I just think that you're gonna get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for or not. Right.
So if you're not paying for it, I if you're gonna do it, let it be an effort.
Gotcha.
Let the person have to because you think of yourself that way. So
right.
If I have to pay a fee for it, then I'm willing to pay a fee because then I know you paid the fee. And,
right. So that means you serious because you really looking.
Right. As opposed to the plenty of fish concept where you get 10,000 people, but all of them just trying to get in your drawers or something like that.
Right.
They gonna have a chastity belt to get through.
So I mean, I just so you help weed out some of that.
Well, that's true. I believe that because I like on some of them, you could go, you get levels on them, like they reel you in with the free. Because I looked at some because I was looking for some international sites like Africa and oh yeah, I was looking at some international sites. I want to get out of here. I was looking at some international sites and I was like, man,
look at Pastor Williams.
We can have church internationally. But I had one time I had looked at some international sites and I didn't discriminate. I need
you to practice on U.S. soil first.
Okay, practice over here first. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that because I heard Black has a level that you do pay for, and I have a daughter that's on Black, so or she put her she met somebody, so she put her account on hold or took it down or however that worked. you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try it. But I love you. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk.
No problem. Love talking about this topic.
I know, and I love it. So we're gonna get with your admin to see what your availability is so that we can actually get this, again, so you could promote it more, we could promote it more. I know this was last minute, kind of threw it on Dad, and I was seeing when he said, yeah, I just put a flyer together like overnight. And he was like, well, baby, we ain't even had a chance to promote this. I was like, but Dad, you can talk about this in your sleep. Love you so much. You too, Arlene. Thank you so much. So we are definitely going to we have people over here in the comments. I'm going to go back and answer some of these and respond to them. But thank you so much, Dad, for coming on. LaShonda, thank you. Looking forward to your book from your experience, because I believe that there's going to be a book out of this for you, girl. Come on here, because she crossing state lines. So just don't go nowhere internationally, okay? But we are going to come back and have Dad on. We're going to have some other people on. Bishop Maurice Wright even said that he would be a guest on. So that would be kind of interesting to see what the men of God, women of God, men of God, because I think it's different even, right? For leaders, pastors, people in those positions, like what's that challenge like, in dating and having a standard and this and that. And so yeah, we want to get into a lot of that, because there's probably a lot of people who are Christians and they won't get on the sites or thinking that's the devil, because lack of knowledge and experience as well. So we're going to have you guys back on to kind of open up and talk about some of that stuff too. All right. Join us next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Singles Unplugged live talk. If you want to join us, get at me in my inbox or send me an email to Better Together, that's BETTER, the number 2, GETHER @gmail.com. Better Together @gmail.com, so that we can get you on the list for our experience at the Marriott. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.